Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Hedera hash graph, or HBAR. As you guys already know, I'm extremely bullish on this asset. You guys already know that though. I've been talking about this for so long. I haven't changed my viewpoints on this at all. I know a lot of people are wondering, dude, are you still bullish on HBAR? Like, if you have to ask me that, I'm obviously not making enough videos or talking about it enough. So that is why we are talking about it. Obviously, it deserves to be talked about. There's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of speculation happening. We're going to be talking about a little bit of speculation, a little bit about some TA that I've been seeing on Twitter, as well as some news in regards to HBAR overall. So first off, let's refresh the market, as we do see Bitcoin actually up about 4% on the 24-hour span. We are actually seeing volume pour into Bitcoin right now. We've seen it at around roughly 20-some billion, and now it is sitting at about 30 billion in terms of volume. So that's significant. We are up about almost 4%, like I said. The market cap is up about almost 2.51%. So this is fairly good for most altcoins right now, because we do know that, Bitcoin dominance is sitting at about 45.6%. And, we're not going to see a massive catalyst breakout on any altcoins. But we are seeing HBAR, in terms of trade volume, up 78%, sitting at about 37 cents, almost 38 cents. Still sitting around that ranging point. But the good thing about, HBAR right now is that it's been making higher lows since September, which I think is fairly bullish, because it tells us that we are closing the gap in on a major breaking point. But before we fully jump into this, I just want to let you guys know that I do plan on uploading a lot more plans in terms of HBAR content on NCashOfficial.com. This is where I have all my other content, where I do give you guys my portfolio insights, my indicator strategy, and all that kind of stuff. If you guys do want to get all future products for free, as well as all current products on the website currently, you guys can check out the Ultimate Crusader Trading Bundle Pack. This is the lowest price that it will be at forever. Once I do upload more content onto this website, which I do have plans for 3 new projects or products, this will increase the price significantly. So definitely get it while that price does last. But with that being said, let's just jump into it and let's talk about what's happening with HBAR. So first off, we do see our crypto really is in a fundamentally different place than 2017. 2017, no Hashgraph and HBAR. 2021, yes Hashgraph and HBAR. And I do just really want to quickly say that in terms of where we were within crypto in 2017 and where we are now, the main things that are focused on in terms of changes is where people think that, well, the cycle is going to be different. In fact, that's not the main focus point for me. Honestly, my main focus point in terms of how we are different is just the overall adoption that's taken place. Like, we have been seeing so much innovative technology come out of this space since 2017. So adoption is growing. We're seeing massive innovation in major markets. We're seeing a lot of growth within this market as well. A lot more people within the space and a lot more money, which I think is great to see. But I just don't think that this is a different story in terms of the 4-year cycle. I still think that we capitalize in on that. That does not change until we get to the utility-driven market. And I do think that that comes very soon, most likely within the next 5 years. But I'm overall very excited for the future of crypto and what it has to hold for us. And I do think that when we're talking about HBAR and when we're talking about the technology in this space, I think that there's a ton of innovative technology like HBAR that does have the potential to really kind of disrupt major markets that are worth trillions of dollars. And just imagine how big HBAR in terms of price would be right now if $1 trillion flowed into HBAR itself. Just imagine that. So I think this is 100% true in terms of the statement. I think, overall, a lot of people most likely won't understand this reference, but for me personally, I think that this is talking about more so the technology that's happening, the adoption that's happening. This technology allows for a lot of innovation to happen, so I think that that's great to see. Now, we do also see this little bit of a meme here, which I thought was fairly funny, with all of these other coins kind of bowing down to HBAR. And realistically speaking, I think that this is fairly cool to see. When we're talking about what HBAR is doing, I think that it is much bigger than most altcoins. Now listen, there's not going to be just one that's the greater show. It's not one that's the greater asset or anything like that. We talk about a lot of the times comparing asset to asset, but I am not biased at all. I don't think that HBAR is, the superior, coin, it's the chosen one, it needs to be this, it needs to be that. No. But I will say this, I think that HBAR does have the potential to be the #1 asset in this space if used properly and if the adoption continues to happen. I just think that a lot of people don't understand the power behind HBAR and really what it's doing. I think that there's a lot of potential to really kind of be unlocked still, and until we do see that potential being unlocked, I still think that we're going to be in the top 10 at least by the end of this bull run, but who knows, we could even be in the top 5. So I'm very excited for what the future has to hold for HBAR, and I'm going to be here for it, and I'm of course going to be reporting on it once we do get there. Now we also see here, why is Hedera HBAR a good investment? I know it is a top 10 coin because of fundamentals, tech, team, timing. I know it will outperform Bitcoin and many altcoins by climbing the coin market cap ladder to its fair value. And I am very bullish on HBAR, honestly, and I think that it is a very great investment, not only from the overall fundamental standpoint, but also from the standpoint that, what it's really kind of focused on. I think that this is such a strong, comfy investment. Like if we're talking about just, putting money into something, forgetting about it, and coming back to it, similar to stocks, right? Like, people invest into Tesla, into Microsoft, into this, into that, and sort of kind of just come back to it after, 10 years or whatever. I think HBAR is a strong investment like that. I think that you could honestly invest right now into HBAR, come back in a few years, and your investment would substantially increase significantly. So when we're talking about a lot of what I'm personally bullish on HBAR and why I personally think it is a good investment, I think it's a great investment short-term and even long-term, but I think the longer-term viewpoints on HBAR is so massive. I think the ROI can't even be processed because when we're talking about the end goals, I'm just targeting $100 for HBAR, and I think that we get there easily. Right now, even if we had $1 trillion in market cap, we'd be around $70. So, I think $100 is programmed in. I just think that we have to wait for that, and it's going to happen sometime soon. I think in the next, again, 5 years. And we're just going to be here and we're going to watch for it. I'm going to be, of course, waiting patiently as well. Now, we also see here, zoom out, consolidation precedes expansion. The longer the consolidation, the greater the expansion patience. And we're seeing this because Credible Crypto obviously gets a lot of people who are talking to him and saying, dude, what's going on with this? What's going on with this, man? Like, it's doing nothing. And here is that major consolidation. Of course, we do see the weekly demand here. We also see the prior major resistance, now support. And we have been holding this fairly strong. We've also been holding the 50-day MA fairly strong. And of course, like I said, we are printing higher lows every single time that we move up. So I think that this is great. Now, of course, as you guys do see, this is the 1 week chart. And we are getting those higher lows printed in, and we are kind of consolidating in this massive bull flag going all the way back to pretty much August almost. We pretty much started this in September though. It's pretty much the end of August into September, this massive bull flag, and I know that this is the all-time high, and I know a lot of people are like, well dude, like why would we hit the all-time high? Like why would we go into price discovery and not continue up? Like we don't do that, right? First off, this has been just one massive consolidation in my mind. Like I don't even think that this is a breakout. I just think that this is one massive consolidation point, and the real breakout is coming. It's going to happen within the next 2 months. I really do believe so, and I'm very excited to see what actually happens with that because I do think it's going to be a massive expansion. So I'm very excited with that, and I do agree with Credible Crypto on that. We also see here the daily 50 has been our friend for months. The last 4 touches have led to green candles. Resistance zone above, support zone below, the 50 dead center. Remember, behind this coiled up daily is a massive cup and handle. Something has to give soon. And again, when we're talking about a lot of these assets, HBAR has been showing us clear support, clear strength, and it's been bottoming out on the same point multiple times. This is growing and growing and growing in that coiled up position. It is more so ready to really break out. I think that this is getting ready to see a major expansion in price, and I think a lot of people are going to be very happy that they have endured the pain that is holding something like HBAR, because we already know where it should be. It just hasn't gotten there yet. We also see here Walmart will join the Hedera Governing Council next. Again, speculation. Last year, Walmart urges its suppliers to use IBM blockchain, Hedera GC member, and now they are mentioned in this video from the Coupon Bureau, which leverages the Hedera consensus service. Now, of course, we do see, if we zoom in here a little bit, here's the CPG panel. And they mentioned it in terms of the talks. I'm not going to play the video because I know that my audio kind of sucks when I'm, pretty much recording video from like audio from video. But we do know that the Coupon Bureau has specifically mentioned multiple huge name, stores like Walmart and stuff. But we also talked about the idea of, Fortune 500 as well as Fortune, 5 and Fortune 10 companies and stuff like that. There's been a lot of talks within that in terms of the Hedera and the HBAR community. I would not be surprised if Walmart was a GC member, to be honest with you, especially considering the Coupon Bureau is such a massive, innovative, in terms of adoption and a use case. I think the Coupon Bureau use case is huge in terms of transactional volume for the Hedera mainnet, as well as a huge innovation for a lot of these big name stores like Walmart as well to really kind of utilize. So I wouldn't be surprised by that, but again, it is a little bit of speculation. Now, also, let's speculate a little bit more. Strictly speculation, is Facebook imitating Hedera again, or using HBAR to rehab their image? Could benefit from trust proofs and transparency for real versus fake news. Hello Future is Hedera's slogan. Facebook, are you imitating or innovating with Hedera? And I seen this, and I honestly thought this was pretty interesting to say the least. Check this out. So first off, we don't really care about the circle thing. We already know that the circle thing's been going on for a little bit of time, but I get the reference. But this is Facebook using Hello Future in multiple things that they've been kind of focused on. I think that that's fairly interesting, to say the least. Now we also see here links. Facebook IQ, Digital Insights and Market Research. Reminder of bad history between Facebook Libra and Hedera. And we do see here, thank you, Facebook Libra. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And of course, we do see Hedera hash graph. Face library, face melting. Overall, are we seeing, a little bit of, some sort of just kind of speculation here, or are we actually seeing some sort of connection here? Overall, seems a little bit more speculation, but it is a little bit of a strong connection as well. But, Hello Future could be utilized in any sort of way that you kind of perceive it to be. Overall, do I think that Facebook is working with, HBAR? I wouldn't be surprised if we did see, more social media, websites like Facebook and so sort of come to HBAR to actually build on or scale with. It would allow for a lot lower, server fees and stuff like that, as well as kind of allow for that green efficiently standpoint on running these major platforms. So I wouldn't be surprised, but do I think that the possibilities are high? No, I don't. But again, I'd love to be wrong with that, so it is what it is. Now, this one I actually have to play the audio for because this is fairly significant. We actually see here Kevin O'Leary says most of the S&P 500 brands are getting profiles on NFT.com, all fueled by HBAR. Faces will melt. Listen in closely.
The company just raised another $20 million yesterday. Also in Jordan Freed's business, the platform called Immutable Holdings. He owns NFT.com. He's setting up profiles for most of the S&P 500 brands. I'm working with him on the watch industry, for example. I own a piece of that company too. I look at all these. I look at this stuff.
So, listen. Obviously, I'm sorry if the audio was bad. I know it was kind of bad on my standpoint, but it is what it is. This is huge. Okay, I've always said that the NFT.com sort of thing is fairly big, and I think that it is much bigger than most people actually perceive it to be. I know that's just NFTs, but when we're talking about what's happening with a lot of these brands and we're talking about these major companies, I think a lot of these companies have huge ties to HBAR and they don't even understand it and they don't even know it. I'm sure Kevin O'Leary understands what HBAR is already and understands where Hedera is. He probably holds some of HBAR, but I'm not going to make that, guess for him. I'm just saying right now, when we're talking about these major companies, we're talking about Amazon, Microsoft, these major companies that are on the S&P 500, a lot of these are going to be getting profiles on NFT.com. It's confirmed. And I think that when we're talking about NFT.com, it's so much bigger than just, hey, look at this picture for, $1 million that I sold, that I bought for like $2, right? It's so much bigger than that. NFTs have such a massive use case behind them that is far bigger than JPEGs. It's far bigger than, what most people perceive it to be. NFTs could stretch all the way to healthcare. NFTs could stretch to royalty fees. NFTs could stretch far beyond anybody's expectations. And I think that this is the start of where we do see major innovation happening. NFT.com, right? I think NFT.com is going to be huge, and I think that it's going to allow for a lot of volume and value to be flowing over HBAR, similar to what Solana did, right? And if we look at the Solana gains this year, and we look at what Solana could, do just from that alone, just expect the same from HBAR if NFT.com does launch very soon, or hey, maybe we have to wait a little bit. I'm totally fine with that. We'll still see major gains this year, but it won't be as parabolic if NFT.com did launch this year. But it doesn't matter, right? Because we do know the end goal, and that is the end goal of HBAR becoming a $100 plus asset at some point in time, and I'm very, very excited for that. So with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.